Why can't you offend Pisces? Pisces is the last and one of the most mysterious zodiac signs. These people have incredible sensitivity, intuition, and a deep inner world that is often hidden from the eyes of others. Despite their gentleness and apparent vulnerability, Pisces can be strong and resilient individuals who are willing to go through a lot. However, they do not forgive offenses, and in response to them, they may not react as one would expect from other signs. Resentment for Pisces is not just an emotional reaction. This is a deep internal process that can greatly affect their relationship and perception of the world. To understand why Pisces should not be offended, it is important to understand their character and outlook on life. Pisces are sensual and emotional people. Pisces has an incredibly subtle mental organization. Their sensitivity, not only to their own experiences, but also to the feelings of others, allows them to always be in the mood of other people. But it is precisely this same sensitivity that can cause resentment to become a real experience for Pisces. If someone offends them, even a minor insult can be perceived as a painful wound, and they can be trapped emotionally for a very long time. This does not mean that Pisces will show their pain in public. On the contrary, they often hide their feelings without showing them to others. However, deep down, they can take a long time to digest the grievances that leave a mark on their feelings. Pisces may not make claims right away, but resentment will accumulate and oppress them from the inside, and this is fraught with emotional and psychological consequences. Fish absorb the energy of others. Pisces have an exceptional ability to sense the atmosphere in any company and absorb other people's emotions like a sponge. This quality makes them incredibly compassionate and caring, but it also makes them vulnerable. When Pisces is faced with negativity, resentment, or conflict, they experience them much more deeply than other signs do. They may feel someone else's pain as their own, which often leads to them suffering from mistakes and resentments from other people. When someone offends a fish, they can not only experience it on a personal level, but also perceive this insult as a reflection of a more global injustice. Pisces strives for harmony and does not tolerate conflict. So any unpleasant situation, especially if it involves resentment, can greatly upset their internal balance. They may feel confused and helpless, especially if they can't find a way to get rid of these negative emotions. Pisces is an intuitive and vulnerable person. Pisces has an outstanding intuition. They are able to sense people's ulterior motives, even if they are trying to hide their intentions. Thanks to this intuitive gift, Pisces can often sense when they are being bullied or when someone is being insincere with them. When they feel hurt or offended, it can be especially traumatic for them. Pisces' intuition works in such a way that they immediately sense if something is wrong. They may not always understand why they feel bad, but their gut feeling often turns out to be true. When resentment becomes apparent, Pisces begins to experience it on a deep level, and this can sometimes overshadow their usual kindness and openness. In such situations, they start to close down, and it becomes more difficult to communicate with them. Pisces often hides from reality. When Pisces is faced with pain or resentment, they often withdraw into their inner world, where they feel safe. This is not an escape from the problem, but rather a way to deal with the situation. They can engage in creativity, immerse themselves in dreams, or simply hide in their imagination to avoid painful experiences. However, if someone continues to offend Pisces, this isolation becomes more pronounced, and they begin to avoid those who have offended them. Pisces can hide in their fantasy world and then start to lose touch with reality. They begin to avoid communication, experience loneliness, and create barriers to avoid being hit again. It is important for them that the people they communicate with understand and accept their sensitivity without causing them painful emotions. This makes them particularly vulnerable in a relationship, and resentment causes them to become emotionally distant. Pisces perceive resentment as a reflection of their worth. For Pisces, resentment is not just a reaction to other people's words or actions. This is a deep perception that they have been treated unfairly. Pisces perceive insults as personal insults that affect not only their feelings, but also their self-esteem. They may begin to question their worth as individuals and look for reasons why they deserve such injustice. Because of this perception, resentment can greatly affect Pisces' self-esteem, making them doubt their rightness and importance. They may take a long time to recover from the words or actions that have caused them pain. Pisces dislike conflict and try to avoid quarrels, but when they encounter resentment, it can leave a deep mark in their soul that is not so easy to erase. Pisces can be very patient, but their patience has a limit. One of the most important characteristics of Pisces is their patience and willingness to listen to others. Pisces can tolerate unpleasant situations for a long time without showing dissatisfaction, and even try to justify other people. However, when someone offends them too many times or causes them serious injury, that patience runs out. Pisces may not immediately let you know that they have been offended. They won't scream or make a scene, but that doesn't mean they're not in pain. Their patience can lead them to put up with your insults for a long time until the moment comes when they can't take it anymore. Then Pisces, despite their kindness and peacefulness, can abruptly pull away, and this may be unexpected for those who believe that they will tolerate everything. Pisces is prone to introspection and rethinking. Pisces often likes to reflect on life, search for deep meanings, and rethink their actions and relationships with other people. They tend to analyze their mistakes, and they often think too much about what's going on in their lives. When they encounter resentments, they begin to analyze and work through them, often even more than necessary. This leads to the fact that they begin to torment themselves for what happened, to look for their guilt in the conflict. Rethinking situations, Pisces can experience moments of self-flagellation, doubt themselves, and feel that they are to blame for being offended. In this state, they become especially vulnerable, and even the slightest resentment can intensify these inner feelings. This makes their reaction to an insult especially painful, as it can overshadow their perception of the whole world. How not to offend the fish. In order not to offend Pisces, you need to remember a few simple but important rules. Be sincere and open. Pisces values honesty and sincerity in relationships. Lying or manipulation will hurt them the most. Respect their feelings. Pisces are very sensitive and can experience even the slightest insults. So it is important to treat their feelings with understanding. Don't ignore their concern. Pisces often cares about others, and it's important to appreciate their efforts. Ignoring their attention and help can be perceived as resentment. Don't criticize their dreams and fantasies. Pisces loves to dream and create their own inner world. Criticism of this aspect of their personality can be very painful for them. Show tolerance and support them emotionally. Pisces appreciates people who are willing to support them in difficult moments without criticizing or judging their feelings. Pisces are incredibly sensitive and deep personalities who can experience resentment much more intensely than other zodiac signs. Their emotionality, intuition, and desire for harmony make them vulnerable, especially when they are offended. However, instead of expressing their pain through aggression or open conflict, Pisces most often retreat into their inner world, where they experience their traumas. In order not to offend Pisces, you need to show respect, honesty, and tolerance. Appreciate their sensitivity and care, and not criticize their dreams and aspirations. Only then will the relationship with Pisces be harmonious and long-lasting.